Believe it or not, I actually showed this property to 3 separate clients and all 3 of them didn't want to buy it. So literally I ended up buying this property myself. It's Eddie here again from Deline Property, and today I want to show you another amazing property that we picked up here in Perth. And right now we're literally only about 7 kilometers from the Perth CBD. So the property here behind me actually is it's a unit. As you can see behind me, it's in a small block of units. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 1 car space. We're on a corner block, and there's actually a lot of parking over here as well if you have a look at the actual block size. Believe it or not, I actually showed this property to 3 separate clients and all 3 of them didn't want to buy it. So literally I ended up buying this property myself. We bought this property for literally just $151,000 and had a very long-term tenant in there that was paying, they've been in there for 10 years, they're still in there today, they were paying $210 per week. Now the market appraisal for this particular property has been appraised up to between $350 to $380 per week. So it was significantly under rented at the time. And some of the discussions that I basically had with the clients that I proposed this property to and said, this is a really good buy, I think you should buy it, they were very concerned about, you know, having the rent being able to move up so far. But basically, you know, I took it upon myself, I bought the property, no one else wanted to. This one I actually bought outright and then I refinanced it later, got the equity out. So bought it for $151. 3 months later, I refinanced it and it valued up at $220,000. So basically the difference of about $70,000 that I made on buying this particular unit itself. Now we're 7 kilometers north of Perth. We're close to shops, schools, amenities, train stations. It's a very low maintenance style kind of property. The strata fees, if you're wondering, they're about $1,800 for the entire year. So the rent covers the council rates, the water rates, the management fees, the insurance, absolutely everything. Other comparable sales were literally like $200,000 to $250,000. Bought this below market value, $151,000. Unfortunately, no one saw the value. I definitely saw the value. I bought properties identical to this, and all throughout Queensland and Adelaide, and many of them the same thing. I picked them up for $150. They're worth $300,000, $350,000 now. This one's already been valued at $220. Picked it up for $151, made about $70K on the way in. Now with the current situation, I actually left the tenant in there, and the rent only went up to $230 per week, because right now I've basically got so many other things that I've got to you know, take care of and take control of, in terms of the property management side of the business and even just my own portfolio. I basically only put the rent up by like $10, $20 for this particular tenant, and they're on a 6-month lease at the moment, but in future, you know, when they eventually move on and they move out, this property will be able to be tenanted between $350 to $380. So a return on investment at $380 per week versus $151,000 purchase price, it's literally about 11% yield. You just can't get any higher than that. 7 kilometers to the city. It ticks absolutely every single box. For those of you out there that are scared of buying properties like this because they're a unit, to me, I really try to truly take all emotion out of it. It doesn't matter if it's a fancy looking house. All you investors out there that say, no, it's got to be a good looking house, it's all about the numbers. And that's how I built my personal portfolio to over 78 properties. You go strictly off the numbers. You're never going to live in the property. Yes, it's 1 bedroom. Yes, it's 1 bathroom. It's an older style unit, but this property in itself also has potential redevelopment potential for this particular block, because as you can see, it's literally a corner block, and there's only about a dozen actual units on this particular block itself. So what happens in sometimes 7, 10, 15, 20 years is that some of the owners, developers buy the owners out, put in, you know, a 20-story high-rise depending on the zoning and council. But just absolutely phenomenal buy, ticks all the boxes. And if you have any questions about buying a property like this, like an older style property, or, you know, a unit as an example, comment below. Let me hear your questions. Strata's super low. The rent, base it off $350 to $380, covers absolutely everything. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the other videos, and we'll show you some more amazing properties throughout Perth. I'll chat to you. Bye for now.